Hey guys, welcome back to another week here on my channel, Creators Call Shop. Today I thought we would just do a little play session making some more fabric tags. I'm still trying to build some of the basic elements in my stash, and this is one of the ideas I saw when I was out there hunting for how to make the fabric tags that I made for the Blue China journal a few weeks back. So this idea kind of stuck with me, and I wanted to have a play session and come back and try it out. So these are just tiny little tags that we are covering with fabric, as you can see here on the desk. And the idea is that they can be used as cute little embellishments, or even, they could free float, or you could use a bulb pin and attach them to the top of another tag or something like that. Now in the example that I saw online, she was using these little tags from the Dollar Tree. These are about 1 3/4 by 1 1/2 or so, 2 by 1 1/2. But I don't have any of these tags. I only have this one, and I honestly don't even know where that came from. But what I'm going to use today is my tag punch. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of scraps here sitting around. So if you're wanting to play along with me, go ahead and grab your supplies and we'll get started here in just a minute. Yeah, these are just really fun. They're very fun to assemble and put together. So like I said, this is what was used in the example. In that video I watched, she referred to somebody else in another video, and I tried to go find that one and I couldn't find it, or maybe it's just not out there anymore. But this is what I've got, and I think it's a good example of showing you how you can adapt a certain idea to your supplies. So in this instance, I'm just using my tag punch to punch out little shaped tags. Oh, that one has something on the back. And so it's a good way to use up your scraps, your little bits and pieces, or maybe the ones that have maybe printing mistakes or something. You were playing around with a project and didn't like it. Use the back side. It's also a great way to use up your tiny little pieces of fabric and little scraps. I have a whole stack here I'm going to be maybe sorting through, but because of the small size of these tags, this is a great way to use up all those little snippets. I will say it's probably a project better suited for a small sized print on your fabric, not for something real big. However, I found this one, and if it was situated properly on the tag, as you can see, I think that would make a very striking embellishment. So we're going to play with that. Another thing I experimented with was this cardstock that I have that has kind of this pretty speckle in it, but then I realized once I put the fabric on it, it's going to cover it up anyway. So the idea is very simple. Okay, it's going to cover it up anyway. And this little bunch here, I went ahead and pre-punched with my 1/8 inch hole punch so that I could kind of know where to set the fabric square, but it really doesn't matter because most of these I just glued the piece of fabric on and then I punched it on the back. And then for a tie, I'm just using crochet thread. This is something I found at a thrift store, I think, so it's about the same size and weight as this. You could also use embroidery floss. And then I also have some of these little fibers that I was gifted from a friend, so I may use some of those too. But this project is quick and simple, and if you want to just keep it quick and simple, you can, but also you can take it and just run with it in a million directions. So today I'm going to just do the basic way, and then in the next video I'm going to show you some ways that I came up with to kick it up a notch. All right, so start with your tags. Start with your tags. Then you're just going to either punch out your tag shape or assemble your tags, lay them out on your desk, and then just rip your cute little pieces of fabric, whatever it is that you want. Now I have some tags here I pre-punched that I had forgotten about. They were in my drawer. So I actually have some cream colored ones. I have white. I have all these speckled ones, and then I also have a few that I had pre-punched in pretty colors, and those actually turn out really cute as well. And especially this olive green, it just goes with so many things. So we're just gonna play with it all kinds of ways today. Other options, you can rip the fabric and give it the frayed edge like this, or you can use your pinking shears and give it a pinked edge. You can go around the edges of your mini tags with ink or leave them uninked. So these are just some examples that I had played around with earlier. I also tried using fabric ribbon on some of my tags that I played with earlier. The one thing you are going to want is a good fabric glue. And I learned today that you should not take fabric glue and wait around for 6 years to use it because this stuff wound up pretty watery. I've been wanting to use it up, so I got it out, but it's so watery and I've been shaking it that, you know what? I don't think I need to feel bad at all if I just toss it now because it's separated. Who knew that glue would separate? But I'm looking on the back, it says it was 2016 is the copyright date. So I guess don't wait too long to use your fabric glue. So instead, I'm using the one from the Dollar Tree, this beacon foam and poster board, and I've used it on a few of these examples here, and it's working just fine. So that's what we're going to use today. One other thing I wanted to show you was that when you're using your colored bases, let's see, I want to grab a white one out here. Your little fabric samples, I've grabbed 2 examples of fabric that would look nice on these purple tags. But as you lay it on each one, lay them down, it kind of gives the fabric a different look. So while this is a very simple project, you don't need to overthink it that much. You might decide that you want to play around with the base color and the fabric color. I don't know. I tend to play too much. So, you know, it's really entirely up to you, but it just can go in so many different directions. See, if I put this on the white, the green pops out. If I put this on the dark purple, it's all kind of the same. If I put it on the light purple that matches the dots, I see more of the green again. Now this one I rather liked on the light purple, but then when I put it on the dark purple, the little flowers pop more. So this is how I'm going to do these two. So I'm just putting a little splurp of glue, technical term, splurp. And that's all you do. You just stick them to the middle of your tag and go on. Now in the example that I saw, she went around these with some sewing, and I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't want to fiddle with these tiny little pieces in the sewing machine. So that's it. It is that simple. So let's go through and just make a few more and decide how we want to do these. I'm going to set these up here to dry for a second. Let's figure out what we want to do. So I know I want to use this one. I think it might look cool on the black, but I don't think it would pop enough. So I'm going to just use this one on the white background. So you're really just cutting about a 1-inch square to go on these. And I'm sticking with the ripping unless I really get super inspired. And then I'll get out my pinking shears. Now this is just a nice, quick, easy little project that you can do. Sit here on an afternoon and use up scraps. Use up scraps of paper and scraps of fabric and make yourself some cute little embellishments. There's that one. He's sticking to my thumb. I'm going to move that. Another thing you could use, everything is going every which way. Another thing you can use is some of this fabric ribbon. They're a little bit heavier, and the last batch I did, this worked really well. So let's use some of that. see, I still have a few colors here, don't I? I have a couple of blacks, a purple. Here's that green. Let's just put it on white for now. And like I said, I could go around and ink the edges, but I don't really feel like taking a ton of time, so I'm not going to today. Let's see. So I have this little piece of floss. I have no idea where it came from, but I like it. It's very handy for this kind of a project. You don't have to have a very long piece. About 6 inches is what I was playing around with, and that's the right size for me anyway. So I'll just put this in the tag, loop the floss around, and pull. There you go, quick and simple little cute tag that you can use as an embellishment. Let's see, what else did I want to use? Oh, one of my other ideas that I had today was, I was sitting here playing around, I was wishing that I had some music fabric, and I don't, but I have this piece that I had stamped with a music stamp, so I'm just going to cut a piece of that off. And that's what we're going to embellish with. And this might actually look really cool on one of these black tags. Now this is one where you really probably want your music to go the right direction. So be mindful of that. I have a little scrap bucket on my right and my trash can on my left. So no matter which hand I'm using, I can toss the trash very easily. Okay. So what is everyone up to today? What are you guys playing around with? It's getting to be springtime. Does anybody have any plans for spring or summer? We've got a couple of college graduations coming up. Yeah. My oldest daughter and youngest son-in-law graduated in 2018 with their bachelor's. And now this year, my youngest daughter and my oldest son-in-law will also be graduating with their bachelor's degrees. So we have 2 graduations to attend this spring, one in end of April and one the 1st of May. They're like a week apart, and one's in Portland and one is here. And so, yeah, that's what we've got going on. And then we also have a trip planned down to Salt Lake City this spring. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Jacob Collier and his music, but my husband is crazy about this guy's music, and he is truly a genius. He's a musical genius, and he writes and composes, but he also makes arrangements of other. That's kind of a cool little piece, isn't it? Cool. He makes arrangements of existing music, and then he uses a lot of electronic and altering, but it's not in a yucky electronic way. It sounds really cool, and I'm trying to figure out how best to explain it. He has an arrangement of Moon River that is absolutely fantabulous. He takes his voice and he will record it over and over and over again, and then he layers it, and then he has all these different effects, and he harmonizes with himself, and he is able to split between the half step. He can do a quarter step interval with his voice and just layer and layer and reproduce. Because he's using computers and some electronic influence, he can multiply his voice. He can sound like 1,000 voice choir. It is amazing. And he's a really terrific, amazing musician as well as singer. He does his own original compositions, and he does, like I said, he arranges existing compositions as well. And he is going on tour this year. He was supposed to go on tour in 2020. So my husband, who follows him on YouTube, Oh, I should have spread out that glue. I wonder if it's too late to do that. I don't want it to, this fabric's very lightweight, so I don't want it to splurp through. It splurped through! It's showing. We'll see what happens when it dries. Maybe it won't look so bad. Anyway, he's going on tour and he's going to be in Salt Lake City, so because of COVID, everything got shut down, and so we've been waiting for 2 years to go to this concert, and it's finally going to happen this April in Salt Lake City, so it's very exciting. Yeah, so we've got all that going on, and then I am wanting to go down to California to visit my friend, and then I have family down there and wanting to go down there and visit, and hopefully I can figure out when to squeeze that in. We'll see. We will see. Okay, I'm taking my little pieces that are too small and I'm tossing them in my snippet bucket. So I've got one here. Let's see, who else did I want to use? I really like this one. Isn't that pretty? Gotta make sure I'm where you can see me. I really like this one. It just has this kind of old-fashioned look. Yeah, so those are just a few of our spring plans. How about you guys? You guys have anything interesting you're looking forward to doing? Oh, I like that. That's cute. So like I said, you can make these as fancy or as simple as you want. You can go around and ink the edges. I'm not taking the time right now because I think I could actually ink it up when I use it in the project. You know, and just decide if I really want to ink it then or not. So let me show you. I'm just taking these once they're done and punching the holes in with my little hole punch. I could use my 1/16 punch as well. It's half that size, if you can imagine that. But I think I would struggle to try to thread it on camera. You don't want to watch that. That would just be too awkward. I'm just wondering if any of those would work, or if I'm going to stick with white. I think I'm sticking with white. Okay, boy, I have a much bigger stack here than I'm ever going to be able to use. I got out all these pieces. I was kind of hoping I could tear some of these down and then use them in other projects. As I was going through, looking through my fabrics for today, I've reached this point, and all of you, if you're creative, you understand this. I've reached this point where I'm just bored with all the fabrics that are in my stash right now. Bored, bored, bored. I don't want to look at them. I've either already used them or I've had them for so long, I'm tired of them. Look at this one, isn't that cool? It's very, very hippie, very 60s. I like that. But on the olive green, isn't that the coolest? If I do it on here, it's kind of cool too, but I like it better on the green. This actually, as I was going through before and working on these, this is actually a very versatile color. I'm really surprised. I didn't really think I'd use it that much, but if you have olive green, give it a try and see. Actually, you know what? I think I want more of the pink on there than the other one, than that orange. I'm not much of an orange person. There we go. Yeah, so if you have olive green, give it a whirl. But these would make great little embellishments on the front of a cluster or hanging from another tag, or you know, just on your page or whatever you want to do. They'll just be great. Fantastic little embellishments in your journals or even on your cards or scrapbooks even. Okay, let's see. I really wanted to use this one too. I like the flowers on this, and one thing that's nice, oh here we go, let's give you the right side of it. you can do something like this and just have a little bit show onto the tag, and it gives you the idea of the flower without you needing to have the whole flower. So that's a situation where the bigger print is actually really nice. I think I might want a little of the yellow and a little of the pink. Tell you what, let's do this pink down here on one tag. And then I have this green that's punched from some parchment paper looking cardstock, you know. It's cardstock, but it has the parchment paper look to it. Look at that. So now I've got a little yellow and a little pink, and then on that green, it's so pretty. So let's see, you're drying, right? Yep. I want to trim him up. So I'm not veering too far off the path right at the moment. I mean, I could be using my pinking shears. I could be doing a lot more, but I'm just trying to get them made right now. I'm not inking. I'm not doing pretty scissors and all that. I just wanted to show you how quick and simple these are to put together and how nice it is to just use up those little pieces in your stash or little pieces of scrap. As I was playing around with this earlier, my mind was going in 1,000 directions. You know what? Actually, I think I like it like that. So the corner of the flower is showing. So I'm going to trim. There we go. Trim that little bit off. Yeah, and then you can zigzag around or go in a straight stitch or just messy stitch or even zigzag down the middle if you want. I'm just not. I don't care. I don't want to fuss with my machine that much. I know I already said that, but I'm just trying to get them done, you know? Yeah, so that's a few good examples. Let's see, where's my cap? Okay, let's put some strings through here. There's a pink and there's a black. There's some speckled. Okay, who needs a string and a hole? All of you. Okay. And then you can eyeball it, or you can just use one where you like the placement and just use him as your template. Just punch away. This is a nice alternative to the big fabric tags. Although, uh-oh, wow, I just really punched that hole real big. Bigger than I wanted it to be, darn it. What was I saying? This would also be really nice to do on a bigger size tag, or maybe some of those luggage tags, alterations tags, and then add a little fabric to the middle. Just kind of a medium size. They don't have to be as big as the ones that I made for the Blue China journal. But I think it would just look really nice on like a 3x4 or a 3.5 by, oh, what's the size? 3.5 by 5, like this size. This size here, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by, yeah, 3x5 or a 3.5 by 4 kind of size tag. That would look really good on. Okay, let's give you guys, I don't have any blue. Where's the green? Now see, this one would look really nice on, let's see, let's unwind him. Look really nice on these guys here. And probably on that one. So let's thread these through. Wow, I could have made that into 2, couldn't I? Alrighty then. I will. The other way you can go about this is just put the one end through the hole and just tie it at the ends like on a tea bag, or tie it down here however you want. Again, it's up to you, and the possibilities are endless. And just like that, we have a bajillion little embellishments to put on things. Now I'm wanting to make, I still have in my ideas, I still have a spring journal. If I hopefully will get to it before spring is over, but it's a garden themed journal, so technically gardens are in season all year long. But there you go. And let's see, what colors do we want for you guys? I don't think I have purple. Do I have purple? Nope. This guy could use this one. That'd be perfect. A nice match. He needs a trim, I think, so I can thread him. Oh, maybe not. It's a nice way to spend a quiet afternoon or a rainy day, or if you don't have a lot of time but you just want to do something creative. The other thing I'm doing, if they're just a little bit too big, they run into where the tag, the corners of the tag angle up, I just trim it. It seems to work just fine. Let's see, you, and you. There's a lot of purple there. I don't really have anything that goes with purple, so we'll just use the white. 1, 2, I don't even know if I'm in frame. I'm just not even paying attention. 3. Rude. Oh, I didn't even think about. Hello. Forgot I had these over here. Yeah, you'll do. I'm gonna make it a little shorter. There we go. I just think these have a lot of personality. They're kind of addictive. So you can go there. Yeah, we'll have to use white on the rest of these. I should have brought some black thread over. That would have been a nice color, huh? If you want, you can use your little pokey tool to get the threads through the hole. There's that one. Oops, okay, well, I'll just tie you this way then. Yeah, just a quick and easy little project, no pressure. I'm trying to think of something interesting to talk about, but I got nothing. I get nothing. So anyway, just go through your stash, go through your little fabric pieces and paper scraps and things, and see what you have that you can decorate with. Now, let's see. I have some of these little paper flowers that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I think these would look really cute. I have some blue ones too, but they're not quite the right shade. Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we want to use them on anything. Then, if you want to decorate these up, look how cute that is. Let's make sure that it is secure. He's got his little pop dot. I don't think the pop dot's gonna last over time, so let's just use our fabric glue. There's that. And what else? Let's get out these other guys I had. Nope, wrong shade. I have this little sack of things, and I ordered it from a place called Huggable Earth on Etsy. And she had all these little fabric ruffles, and they're teeny tiny, some of them. So I had ordered some coffee dyed paper from her, and then she sent me a coupon, so I went back to see what else I could get, and she had these in her shop. And these are just, she just sews these up from scraps, so I'm trying to see if any of these will work on what I have. I've got a lot of tag choices here. I mean, this is a good candidate, I just don't have a base. Yeah, that clashes too much. See, very quickly, I'm not sure. I already used a bunch of them that worked really well. But I'm gonna leave that one out, and I'm gonna leave this one out because later I'm gonna come back and play. She has these really cute ruffles, like I said, so these are nice for decorating of a page. And it's just nice to have a selection of other fabrics and things. Like I said, I'm getting sick to death of looking at mine, so not sure what I'm gonna do about that yet, but let's see, we are almost out of time, and I could just sit here and make these all day, but you guys would be bored. So let's go ahead and do our quote of the day. So a quick and simple little project. I've only decorated the one, but I'll come back in the next video and we'll do a little more decorating, and then I'll show you some other ways that you can tweak this idea for your projects. So today's quote of the day, in honor of this very simple project, is by Marcus Aurelius. Wow, we are reaching way back into history for this one. And it says, "Remember this, that very little is needed to make a happy life." Marcus Aurelius. Remember this, that very little is needed to make a happy life. And with that, folks, we are done for another week. I will catch you in next week's video. Until then, be inspired and do something creative today. Bye-bye.